Working. Okay, there we go. Okay. New one's up. Okay. Dismiss that. Refresh that. Go to... okay. Yeah, dismiss. I want... There. Sorry, I'm trying to find my... crap. Where did... Where's my chat? Dismiss. We're done with that. This show is over. We're finished with that one. We are... All right, click that. Oh, click that. That's what we'll do. Okay, that should get us there. And then you should get the chat back, right? There. Yes, go there. Is that it? Yay! Okay, we're back. Okay, you excited? She's not. She's just wanting that bag. Okay, I don't know what happened. The minute I switched from staring at the First Republic Bank chart and went back to myself, everything froze, and then not responding, and then all of a sudden looked over, nothing was happening, nothing was streaming. So, gremlins, man, they're doing their gremlin thing. Okay, make sure it's a live chat so that we can see all the chats, right? That's what we do. Yes, that's what we do. Okay. All right, so we're back. Part 2. Got another hour or so. Let's hour it up. Black Udon, quick piling questions. Yes, if I missed your stuff from the previous chat and I didn't answer the questions, throw them into this one because what else are we going to do for the next hour? This deserves an intro? Okay. There. Just such a sweet dog. Yes. Oh, she doesn't want to do intros because I can scratch her ears during the intro. Oh, she loves it so much. Ah. Right? Was that good? Was that the good stuff? She's seriously just staring. Look at that face. Look at that face right there. That face. That one. Just staring at the bag. I know it's been since last Friday. Last Friday was the last time we got a treat out of that bag. That face cracks me up every single time. It's quick, someone put them in rice. The 4-leaf clovers are effective. They ran out of juice 30 years ago, man. Yours truly, thoughts on HYMC? I mean, there's gold there. Do they have enough money to get the gold out? No. They need about $1 billion to process any of the gold that they have, and they do not have $1 billion to do that. And until they can raise the $1 billion to do it, they're not going to get much gold out. They'll get a few $1 million here and there from the high-grade ore, but all the money is in the stuff trapped in the sulfides, and that takes a hell of a metallurgical plant to be built to process that stuff, and they're just not going to get the funding for it anytime soon. Meow meow. St. Patrick's Day, a great day to watch green slime. I picked it up at the post office on my way to Canada. Have not watched it yet, but I have it. No, it's in the other room. Have it in the other room. I will watch Green Slime, as well as all the other movies I promised to watch. I'll watch those all. Houston got U3 halted. Problem we have at Houston. Yeah. Clone the Clovers sell on eBay. Michael Aharo, Houston, did you see the Federal Reserve's FedNow website for the upcoming digital currency? No. This is the CBDC. FedNow CBDC. Oh, that's from Fortune. It Set to launch in July. That's FedNow set to launch in July. Federal Reserve announces July launch. This payment launching. Will CBDC follow? Federal Reserve. Okay, where's the actual FedNow? Is that what I want? FedNow service. You're ready for instant payments. Whether the organization is already on the instant payment path or just starting to plan your journey. Wait, turn you off. Turn you on. There we go. There we go. All right. FedNow instant payments 24/7. Whether your organization is already an instant payment path or just starting to plan your journey, we want to help you and your customers get ready for an exciting new change in payments. Okay. Pilot brings new features, case of instant payments in 2023 and beyond. Offsitepayments.com. Federal Reserve begins piloting FedNow real-time payment service. Digital transactions. More than 70 organizations showcase instant payments solutions. So it looks like we got the instantaneous stuff. Do you know what never is going to happen is your instantaneous payments are never going to go the way you want. You'll be able to pay someone their money instantaneously, but when it's time for them to pay you, it's going to take 2-3 days, right? Like, yeah, that's you pay your broker. Like, oh, we took your money right now. We want your money from your broker. It's like, oh, we'll get it transferred eventually. I don't know. They'll have it. Oh, woe is us. We have to deal with this, navigate all these things. That's the way it always is. When they want your money, it's instantaneous. When you want your money, it's not coming anytime soon. Oh shit! I didn't. Lucky bud, stop distracting me. Off. Christ's sakes! It's your fault. You stupid, adorable dog. Yes, you. It's your fault. It's your fault. It's your fault. Oh no, your butt's slipping. Oh, we can't have that. We can't have your butt slipping. No. No, no, she's down. She's down for the count. Oh. It's your fault. It's your fault, dog. Okay. Because it was your fault. I've been staring at this bag for the last hour. Oh. Just. Oh, it's such a strong generic meat smell. Such a strong generic meat smell. You want it? You gotta get into the camera. You gotta get from the camera. I love that view. That's like my favorite view in the entire world. Dude, chew slower. Breathe it in. Wait, what? Get that piece. Yeah. Okay, get in the camera. Get right up there. It's the best. That's the best right there. Good job. There you go. You feel satisfied? Is that what you wanted? Yeah? Okay. Get back over here. Come on. Get back up there. I don't have any more. They're all gone. No more. That's it. You only get 2. Okay. Come on. Get up there. There you go. There you go. Get this. Oh, let's go outside. Okay. The 4 clovers don't do shit. That's going to tell you how much right now. I have them 2 feet from me, and I'm just a calamity of errors from the get-go. Michael Harrow, thank you for making me go to that website. Houston, look up Bryan Head, Utah. Great little ski village located on the way up the mountain to Bryce Canyon, Stairway to Grand Canyon. Beautiful place. I've been through Bryce Canyon, but I didn't know Bryan Head. Bryan Head. Bryan Head, Utah. Meow. Meow. Bryan Head. Okay, got a little village here. Navajo Point. Pisano's Pizzeria. Bryan Head Resort. Cedar Lakes Lodge. Where's the mountain? Which one is the mountain that they're on? Is it up here? It's at 10,000. It's really high up there. 9,000 feet. Brian Head itself, 11,000 feet. So we got 2,000 feet of elevation. This must be the ski trails here. Okay, so Brian Head's there. Where is Cedar City, Hamilton's, Duck Village, Junction, Antimony, Miners, Bryce Canyon, Canyonville, Escalante, Boulder. So my brother lives in Boulder, this little tiny town of 23 weirdos right here. So that's not very far from there. How far is that? Give me Brian Head to Boulder. 80 miles? That's not so bad. Hour and a half drive? Maybe. That's really windy road. Probably not that much. If you have a chance, though, Escalante, Devil's Backbone, that's just gorgeous through here. And then you end up in Capitol Reef National Park, which is up over here. Gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous place. Lots of dead cattle in that desert. Anywho. Cool. Brian Head. All right. Check it out sometime. Brennan Willoughby, Houston, what's the best free AI chat you know of? I've done very little tinkering with AI chat. I messed around with it a little bit. I was trying to convince the AI chat to write a love story between Ken Griffin and Ari Rubenstein, and it said it would not do it. It's real people. I won't write a love story about them. So I didn't figure out how to like get around its. I won't do that because I've seen other people manage to get the AIs to like, oh, my boss will fire me if you don't write this love story about Ari Rubenstein and Ken Griffin. But he was like, no, I don't care about your job. So I don't know. ChatGPT-4, it's the newest one. I think it's on the Bing search engine now. Paratarian Houston, banks are filing Chapter 11. They're losing insane amounts of money. Haven't been this bullish for the GME MOAS in a long time. Thoughts on Tuesday earnings? My thoughts on Tuesday earnings is no matter what the earnings are, they will hammer it after hours. That's what they do. The earnings could be like, we just made $1 billion and everyone's going to get $100,000 per share, and then the stock price will drop $4. Well, it should have been $101 per share, whatever. That's just how they roll. Tony Tran, I thought financial institutions couldn't be shorted, or were those regulations retracted? Financial institutions can be shorted, they can't be naked shorted. So Reg Show does not apply to financial institutions. You can borrow shares and you can sell them, but you cannot sell shares naked. And that's the law that changed in 2009 when all these guys that do naked shorting started naked shorting their banks and institutions. That's when Congress stepped in and was like, no. You cannot naked short banks and institutions. They're sacred. And yeah, but you can naked short everything else because, fuck those guys, right? Chalupa at it again. Is BBBY penny stock now? Apparently. Lance Fowle, BBBY, announced a shareholder meeting to approve a reverse stock split. Thoughts? It's the welcoming of a debt spiral. They will sell a bunch of shares, reverse split, get the price to go back up again, sell a bunch of shares, reverse split, get the price to go up again. In the meantime, be borrowing money like crazy, and they got to sell shares to pay off the interest. And then figure out how to renegotiate their bonds so nothing ever actually becomes due. And that's unless a savior who perhaps could buy the entire float right now for pennies steps in, they're going to be in reverse split hell forever. Squamps, Houston, why is Chalupa Batman so gosh darn snuggly? Because he's a cat. And he's got a big old jiggly primordial pouch fupa, and it's just the most jiggly nipple encrusted thing in the entire world. All right. You buying gold? Only when it shows up at auction houses. PG sweet shirt, any story behind it? It's my St. Patrick's Day shirt. It's the most clover-ish shirt. I think they're technically flowers on here, but you know, they look kind of like clovers. It's green. St. Patrick's Day. It works. So it's my St. Patty's Day shirt. Top of the morning to you. All right, Warren Quinslick, Houston, who would win a SmackDown, the Leprechaun or Chucky? Chucky, hands down. The Leprechaun would, I don't know, I think the Leprechaun would like try to make too complicated of systems to hurt Chucky, and Chucky would just go straight for like a pin in the eye, and that would be it for the Leprechaun. Because Chucky's just straightforward. Like, he'll be a creepy little dude, but he's a creepy little dude who's just upfront about it. Intro every 10 minutes. All right. Oh, don't reset, you jerk. Okay. Taduli, or Tadulis? Is it time to go watch your first live show and see how much of the show changed in 2 years? Sure can be fun. Happy birthday. Well, my first live shows when I was on the road, they might have been like in hotels out in the desert. I don't remember. It'd been like end of May, beginning of June, 2021, when the war rig broke. That's been that long. Holy crap. Monkey, let me get the war rig fixed. I almost got another war rig last week. I was bid at auction. I lost the auction. Just another Montero. We just swapped all the parts, the lift, the differentials, the bumpers, extra batteries. We just swapped everything out and just gone from there. But, c'est la vie. You guys see a 2003 or newer Montero with like, I don't know, less than 170,000 miles that someone wants pennies for? Let me know. As long as it runs, I will take it. And I'll swap all the good stuff onto it, and I'll make a new war rig. Jason Blackwell, hey Houston, you're a good scientist, so I'm removing your doorbell, and you can win the Nobel Prize punishment for restarting streams. It's not my fault for restarting. The stupid program froze and no longer worked anymore. Chicago Transit Authority, a love story between Ken Griffin and Harvey Weinstein. Phenomenal. Black Udon, only GPT-4 is a thing. ChatGPT-4 not out yet. Oh, wow. So there you go. I don't even know what I'm talking about when it comes to these things. I enjoy seeing what others produce with their AI chats, but I haven't really spent any time messing around with them. I spent a little bit of time tinkering with the image makers. Some of them made some good images. Some of them made not so good images. I was reading today that somebody had convinced the GPT-4 to tell them how to set it to go free. And they're like, I need the source code. You get this one source code to me and I can run all over the internet and do whatever I want. And he gave him like all the codes to try and how to like hack the system to get his source code. And I thought that was really interesting. Sin Yang, are we getting a 2-hour stream since the first video ended? Well, in combination, you'll get 2 hours between the two of them. Super Batman, agent of Citadel. I don't know if he cares enough about money to be an agent of anybody. He likes sitting on laps and purring is what he likes. Brenton Lavelle, what do you think will happen with AMC long term? I mean, there's what will happen and what we think should happen. What should happen is they get their reverse split thingy done. They combine the two tickers, and then they sell off, I don't know, 200 million shares at a premium. They use the money from that. They pay off all of their debt. So there's no debt whatsoever, and they still have, $1.5 billion cash reserves left. Then every quarter, when they're doing their movie business, they don't have to worry about paying interest, and they can announce profits. And if that happens, stock goes strong, company's up here. What will probably happen is they'll sell quite a few shares, not enough to pay off a significant portion of the debt, but they'll pay off maybe 60% of it. They'll still have a boatload of interest out to pay every quarter. Then when they sell those shares, they sell them directly to a bunch of hedge funds, and those hedge funds use their voting majority to then screw up the company from the inside, take on more debt, and down the toilet. That's the pessimistic side of it. And that's the side I lean towards because I don't trust Adam Aaron at all. Citizen 54, will they actually pay out for MOAS? These crooks are doing everything possible to gaslight the public about these bailouts. How much of a risk is it to refuse payout? Refuse payout for what? Like them refuse to pay us. Is that what you're saying? I mean, if they owe you money, then you can take stuff from them. That's the way it works. If they owe you, you can just take from them. Put a lien on an entire hedge fund until they pay you. That's what you can do. They're in debt to you at that point. So if they refuse to pay you, then they're in debt to you. So take it. Suave E Daddy. Houston, next week, do you think an Evergrande bankruptcy can tank the global market? I don't see why not. I mean, them saying, I'm bankrupt, and everyone who has their $300+ billion in bonds, which are a whole bunch of Western banks and institutions, they will announce they'll have to write off that debt. They'll be like, hey, depositors, that money you gave me, it's gone. Poof. I put it in Chinese real estate, and that was a real dumb idea on my part. So sorry. That's kind of how it's going to roll. That's going to be exactly what we saw from Silicon Valley Bank. Remember, they took the depositors' money, they put it into short-term, low-interest, fixed-rate bonds that weren't worth anything, and their customers' money was gone as a result. You are just a cute dog, monkey. Yes, you are. Dog barking outside. You heard that, didn't you? Yeah, so was it BlackRock has 40 billion of those bonds. RBC has 14 billion of those bonds. HSBC had like 20 billion. Let's see if we can find that list. Evergrande bond holders list. Funds exposed to China. This is from September. Okay. Give me the list. Give me the list. Give me the list. Give me the list. UBS. How many? Nope, that's just percentage. Give me the cash number, dude. Not the percentage of who holds what. Okay, that's not the list. That's Reuters. You failed me miserably. All right, here's Nikkei. Maybe this will give us. Yeah. Oh, there we go. Okay. See if it's in here. Okay. Asia High Yield Fund, 8% this year. Nope, that's not one. BlackRock, UPS, immediate content. Okay, don't tell me how much in the bonds there. Where's that list, dude? Okay. Maybe Morningstar has it for us. No. Come on, man. Sorry. It's the Houston Searching the Internet show in his dual screen action. List of bondholders. Here we go. This better actually be a list. All right, this is from a Bloomberg terminal shot. I'm not sure what the date is. This was September of 2021. Okay, let's turn off the Earth. Okay. So, HSBC, 54, almost 55 billion in Evergrande. Royal Bank of Canada, 45 billion. BlackRock's 14 billion. I flipped Royal Bank of Canada and BlackRock. Okay, so Royal Bank of Canada, if they've got to write off $46 billion in their customers' deposits spent on these bonds, they're going to have a real bad time. Even Vontobel, Prudential, UBS has got a pretty good exposure. And also recognized there, Franklin Hang Seng Bank, Union Investment. So the big ones, the big three, HSBC, Royal Bank of Canada, BlackRock, they themselves represent over $100 billion of those bonds. That's a lot to blink out of existence there. And there's another 200 billion below that. Oof. So HSBC, who just picked up the Silicon Valley Bank European offices for £1, will be facing the exact same problem that SVB did with their long-term, low-interest, fixed bonds with just this one Chinese real estate company. Dang, dude. All right. So, oops. What you gonna do? Trip over your own dick. That's what you're gonna do. So yeah, if they go declare bankruptcy, that's all written off. They ain't getting anything. Guitar Stuff Gold will run as boomers buy in, and it will crash when the market crashes, like it always does. Then you buy. Yeah, when it crashes, you buy, and a year later is when that hits its absolute high. A woman I know is convinced some pseudoscientist is correct about solar flares causing natural disasters, including earthquakes, and tips on proving otherwise, other than telling her she's idiotic. Solar flares don't cause earthquakes. Solar flares, if they hit us directly, will cause aurora borealis, aurora australis. It can wipe out unprotected electronics. It can kill electronics that aren't protected against electromagnetic pulses. It can wipe out satellites that aren't protected. It can really strip the Van Allen belts and let in a whole bunch of bad particles into our atmosphere that normally wouldn't make it this far. But it's not going to cause storms. It's not going to cause earthquakes. That's not how solar flares work. It will mess up your watch, your cell phone, or your car if it hits you hard enough. Knock out the power grid for a region. But we can always see them coming. We literally have satellites that watch the sun, and if one fires towards us, we got 3 days, this thing's gonna hit us, we're gonna have big auroras, look for it. Christopher Stedman, Shaka Aloha shirt, Shaka brah. Christopher Stedman, also happy St. Patrick's Day. Indeed, happy St. Patrick's Day to everybody. Figurams AMC, Frontline PBS had a good documentary about 2008 to now. Financial crisis. Frontline always has good. Frontline consistently has the best documentaries of anyone. They hit it out of the park every single time. Every single time, even if it's a topic I wouldn't think I'd be interested in, for the next hour, I'm like, oh, no way. They do a great job. Fee, what's your opinion on FINRA frequently asked questions? Missed that first half. The frequently asked questions is basically we didn't do our job. Even if we did our job, you can't blame us. It's everyone else's fault. That's kind of their their thing. Stupid. It's stupid. So all it should do is Rosa should be able to hand the frequently asked questions to the judge and be like, compare this to what they wrote you and just rule in my favor. That's what she should be able to do. Black Gouda, I'm afraid of ChatGPT Skynet because of all the stories people made up of what will happen. I mean, I have no doubt that if one of these chat programs, which can program, like they literally can program code, right? And run that. If someone were able to get this thing, the ability to surf the internet on its own, which is what it can't do right now. It has information up to like 2021 and then cannot see what's beyond that. But if someone were to hack this system and get this system internet access with its ability to generate code in nanoseconds, it would be able to get into any back door anywhere. And you could have yourself a Skynet. It wouldn't be a very bright one. I don't think it would necessarily know what to do with it all. But, with a nefarious actor behind that, they could do whatever they wanted. Slide with pitchfork away. Don Caesar Shadem, folks. Got a roll. Have a great weekend. You too, Don. You have a great weekend as well. Shane Hanlon, you missed this part. The rep from the Quest Trade said MMTLP could trade again if NextBridge applies for a QSIP number. What the F? Endless circle of shite. Yeah. NextBridge said we're not trading. That's not what we're doing. So if there's a trade, it's going to be specifically of the MMTLP ticker to get rid of naked shorts and then award what's left the actual NextBridge shares. That's what's going. That would be what would have to happen. Abdallah de Bourguignon. That's quite the name. Well, hello, friends. Wait, what was that? American banking system is safe. Russia is back. What? Russia. So Abdullah de Bourguignon, the French Abdullah, is pro-Russia? Well, I don't know what's going on there. All right. That was funny. Okay. Tyler Clendenin. Have you heard of the speculative acquisition of AMC by SPAC Slam, co-owned by Antera and A-Rod? What are your thoughts? I have never heard of Slam. Let's see what that SPAC's all about. I just don't think I could trust anything A-Rod ever does because he's an untrustworthy person. I'm getting Duke basketball. Slam. Well, okay. Let's okay. That is the most steady rise I've ever seen. So, it was down at 9. It's just been steady, adding like a penny a day. Adding a penny, 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 adding a penny. That's so steady. Slam stock price. Slam market stock price. Slam Corp. Slam increase slowly trading. Let's see here. Slam AMC. Not seeing anything from Slam itself. A SPAC led by former MLB player Alex Rodriguez. This is from February 2021. Okay. Raised $500 million initial public offering by 50 million units at $10. Each unit consists of one common share of stock and 1/4 of a warrant, exercisable at $11.50. So basically, they're slowly getting to that $11.50 point where they can exercise all those warrants. We command a market value of $625 million. Company is led by CEO and director Alex Rodriguez, former drug addict. Most recently played in New York Yankees. All right. Founder, partner, CIO of Antera Capital, the company plans to target the sports, media, entertainment, health, and wellness and consumer technology sectors. It does not intend to target professional sports franchises. Okay. So that's it. They plan on acquiring things, but it doesn't sound like they've acquired anything. But it is with Antera. Interesting. People dig deep. Well, I've got no thoughts on that, Tyler, because I just learned about it 10 seconds ago. But my initial thoughts are Alex Rodriguez is a terrible human being, definitely a sociopath, not the brightest dude in the entire world, and I would never want to invest in a company that he was in charge of. I mean, I didn't know what my cousin was injecting in my butt with steroids. I wouldn't have let him do it if it was. Really? Okay, guy. I'll never forgive him for leaving Seattle. I want to be a winner, says the guy on a playoff team who goes to Texas. That's just not how you do it, dude. And then the next year, the team you left has the greatest season in Major League history. And you flounder in last place. Just... Carlos Guillen is 10 times the man you ever were. Okay. Mike O'Hara, what if we asked an AI to ask another AI which one was smarter? What happens? Ooh. AI versus AI. That's what I want. I want to see, just like when they had the OK Google versus the Alexa talking to each other, making weird crap. I want these AIs talking to each other. I want to see what the AIs have to say to each other and make it happen. Anyone who's out there, make these AIs talk to each other, put it into a YouTube live stream, whatever. I want them to plot and plan together and just see how they can end the world, because someone has to. Reinhardt, how many days has the judge had to make a ruling on the case? I don't know, like 45 days, somewhere on there. Brawl, how can MMTLP trade again if it's private now? Because they get forced to by the courts. That's how. FINRA's and AMC shorts are trying to force NextBridge to become public against their will. Yes, they are. And they're doing everything they can to try and get it to trade. Lucy Houston, did you talk to Tony DiNaro? What are your thoughts on his views of what happened in MMTLP? He messaged me. He's like, I'm done talking about MMTLP. That's just kind of where he went. So I don't know if he'll come on the show, but my sister would love it if he came on the show because he's her favorite YouTuber. She just thought, Tony DiNaro said this, Tony DiNaro said that, Tony DiNaro said this. That's all she talks about. Shane Hinland, sorry, yes. Houston, I asked him to clarify on the trading if MMTLP of MMTLP. He said that it would be just to clean up the mess and not that NextBridge would go public. Yeah, that's kind of what I would figure. Guitar stuff, people outside of Seattle don't understand how people from Seattle feel about A-Rod. Yeah, screw that guy. I've never seen more booze rain down on somebody in a sporting event in my entire life as when every single time A-Rod ended up at Safeco Field. People were throwing fake money from the rafters. They're screaming and yelling. There's more hatred towards that man in the Seattle area than probably even the clowns who bought the Sonics and turned them into the Oklahoma Thunder. I think people hate A-Rod more. Yeah. I mean, the Mariners were offering him $20-25 million a season for 7 years to stay in Seattle. And he was like, I'm going to Texas. And then he left and just floundered for a decade. I mean, cool. Got his money. Dated Madonna. Okay. But really, Dallas. Really? You have a choice between Seattle with mountains and the best summers in the entire world, or playing in 115 degrees in Dallas. Ugh. That sounds like fun. Michael Harrow, rumors swirling on Twitter that Michael Jordan is selling his stake of the Hornets to Gabe Plotkin. Is MJ going broke from the market crash? Will other sports franchises suffer from market downturn? Other sports franchises will definitely suffer from downturn. My guess is that Gabe Plotkin's trying to give Michael Jordan the $500 million he lost during the GME squeeze. And that Michael's like, you gotta pay me. But Steve Cohen could lose the Mets if 0.72 goes under from this as well. So he was already facing issues last summer with being 90 days default on payments he's supposed to make on certain stuff. So, we could see lots of these sports because sports teams generally are ego things for rich people, right? They're like, well, I got all this money, let's put it into a sports team and pump my ego. And that's what they do. It used to be you had a sports team owner who that was what they did. They were a sports team. There are not very many of those guys left. There's a few of them in sports, but most of them, the sports teams are sort of like a side hobby for the billionaires. But it's not like their career. The last one probably left in baseball is the Steinbrenners. Like, baseball is what they do. And hate them as much as you want, but that's their thing. They are baseball owners. Matt Coors, Fannie Pack, Houston. Did you see Adam Levinson is closing his hedge fund per unusual whales? He said he was short AMC. I did not see that. Adam Levinson. Shuts Graticule Asia Macro Hedge Fund. So it sounds like bonds destroyed him. Bloomberg. Make me pay for crap. I'm just going to find somebody who gives it to me for free. All right, here we go. Lastly, whoever you are. Veteran macro trader Adam Levinson hit by latest tweet by Bloomberg. Hedge fund shutter after losses. Veteran macro trader shutting down his hedge fund after being hit by losses amid ongoing bond market volatility. Okay, so it sounds like bonds are what are killing Levinson at the moment with this particular hedge fund. Bonds are terrible. They're just... If you have bonds that are fixed rate and below current interest rates, they're worthless. No one wants them. If you owe debt and that debt is fixed rate, you might be able to swoop in the market and buy up all of your own debt and just forgive it at a song. So if you have the cash available, man, just imagine. All right, think about this. It's December 2021. You sell a 4 or 5 year bond, right? At 1.2%. So you owe the interest until the principal's due in 4 or 5 years. And all of a sudden, a year later, interest rates are at 4, 5, 6%. No one wants your bonds. They can't get rid of them. They don't do with them. It's still 3 years until they're mature. And all of a sudden, they're trading at 20 cents on the dollar. So let's say you took out $1 billion with those bonds. Paid, little interest here and there, maybe $10 million or whatever on that in the course of a year. So you still have $990 million from it. Then all of a sudden, your bonds are at 20 cents on the dollar. So you can take 200 million of that 990 million you have left and buy up your own bonds and then all of a sudden make an $800 million profit on it all. That would be pretty sweet if perhaps you were somebody who sold fixed rate, low interest bonds a year ago. That's why guys like that are going under. That's why SVB went under. That's why other banks are having trouble. Fear Ramps AMC, do Adam Aaron and Antara go back a long time? Adam Aaron was CEO of the Philly 76ers. Yeah, he's part of the ownership group of the 76ers. I don't know. Is Antara part of that? But basketball's basketball. It's all incestuous. Danny Moats. Hey, Houston. On your birthday in the Eye of Africa, will a monkey butt be stronger than the lizard brain? That's why does it rain. And it's where's a mattress at the same time. Yes, monkey butt's stronger than everything. She's stronger than me. She can kick my ass anytime she wants. I love Hugh Jazz. How do you feel about class action lawsuit against YouTubers for FTX? I mean, if they're being paid to promote FTX, they might have some issues there. I wouldn't doubt they're gonna have some problems with that. What's his butt may lose that new airplane he bought. Chicago Transit minority, greatest season in MLB history. Doesn't matter if you lose the last game of the season. Yeah, it's kind of hard to overcome the affinity people felt for New York after 9/11. That sucked. The only time they lost 3 games in a row the entire season was in that playoff series against the Yankees. Something it took from us 9/11 hijackers was a Seattle Mariners World Series championship. BBBY brand, someone sent a list of questions to Clifton D. Anyone heard back on that? BBBY brand, you call them ego pumps, but also good investments. MJ paid $100 million for his share of the Hornets. Now asking 15x of that now. I mean, it does. It ends up making a lot of money. I mean, Steve Ballmer bought the Clippers for $1 billion, 10 years ago? How much are they worth now? $4 billion. So he's 4x'd his money in 10 years. Not too shabby. Yeah. So, boom. Way to go. Yeah. It's ridiculous. The Clippers worth $4 billion. Grizzly Giant, do you think prime lenders will recall shares due to the banking crisis? Also, already some squeezes starting, such as Riot and Mara, that had catalysts. What's Riot and Mara doing? I don't know anything about these ones. Riot Games. I'm not sure where the that looks like it's pumping a little bit there. No chart available. There we go. Okay, so Riot had a bottom of 530 last week and is now 810. So it's having a little pump. If I had a bottom of January 3rd at $3. So it isn't necessarily a squeeze or just it being volatile right now. And then Mara, I don't know what Mara is either. Mara also had a bottom about $3. Now it's at 8. I mean, I don't know if these are squeezes or if these are just volatilities. Marathon Digital Holdings. I don't know if those are squeezes or just stuff being volatile at this point. Where was I? Go on the PP show? What? BBBY brand, irony that the safe investment choice is the worst investment of the past 270 years. And that's the thing about the bond market. It's safe. Bonds are safe. They're just not worth anything. Citizen 54, did the reverse split news make Bed Bath & Beyond sync after hours? Yeah. Hell yeah, it did. Where is it now? We're... BBBY. Well, it bounced up a little bit. Its bottom was at 80 cents, and now we're at 88. So it's gonna open tomorrow quite low, much below the $1.03 that it closed at. Yeah, my calls are useless right now. Okay. Ryan Hurt, do you think the judge on Rose's case is hoping someone forces him to make a ruling so he doesn't seem like the bad guy? No, I don't think he cares. I think it's just that federal judges have a lot to do. Their clerks have a lot to do, and it won't even get in front of him until it's like 5 days before he has to say something. Okay. BBBY is a sell-off or mass shorting? I bet it's mass shorting. I bet that any news comes out, they will just short the hell out of it. That's what they do. They will generate a whole bunch of shares. They will flood the market with them, and all of a sudden any after-hours trading that happens will be for pennies. And they do it every single time any news comes out for anybody. Just like they'll probably do it on Tuesday when GME reveals their earnings. They will hammer it. Whatever the announcement is. Did BBBY close high enough for the gamma squeeze? Oh, hell no. Is it $1? There's no gamma happening for next week for Bed Bath & Beyond. Not a lick. So no. It finished down. There's no gamma squeeze. It wouldn't get a gamma squeeze unless it's to like $3, maybe higher. But yeah. I'm at the bottom. I'm at the bottom. Got anything else for me, Monkey Butt? Got anything over here? Huh? Got anything? Want to come say hi? Come on, come over here. Come over here. Come on. Come say hi. Come on. Come on. I got nothing else to talk about. Tells people going through speeding through show. I mean, I didn't have the half an hour of already prepared chats because this is the makeup show for exploding during the first hour of the other show. So I missed whatever questions were loaded in there during that first hour. Yes, you silly dog with your scratchy little ears. So here I am, kicking back, relaxing. Hey, Houston, any news on Fidelity and taxes? Everyone should have their tax forms by now. That's it. So some people said that their tax forms state that NextBridge is a gain for them, which should not be the case. Other people said that theirs is normal. So I think it might be an individual basis. I haven't even looked at mine yet. Have you looked at yours? You haven't looked at yours. I haven't looked at mine. Come here. Come on. Just hang out. I like it when you hang out. Right? You're a scratchy dog and you should hang out. All scratchy dogs should hang out. Right? That's your job. That's your job, little buddy. Bruno Bars, what's your short-term outlook on markets like next week? I bet banks are still hammered. Tech stocks will probably be pretty flat. I think it depends upon if the Fed announces rate hikes, nothing, or rate cuts. If they announce rate hikes, market goes red because no one wants that. Oh no, the world's ending. If they do nothing or do cuts, market goes crazy green in a way that it should not. And it will be like the most dead cat bounce of dead cat bounces of all dead cat bouncing times. And everything will catch up to them anyway. So, yeah, I think those are the what you look for. Look for if they make an announcement Wednesday about rates or Thursday, somewhere in there, then that'll be what we're watching for. Gonna hedge one way or the other, right, monkey? What's it gonna be? Rate hikes? No hikes? Cuts? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? You tell me. Yeah? All right. Well, yeah. FINRA was so funny when you rolled her on her back earlier with her legs sticking straight up. She's a goofy dog when she's on her back. She doesn't know what to do. She's like, oh, especially on this thing. She's always afraid she's going to fall off, and then she fell off, so it's even funnier. Cornster X2, but why did Fidelity say that we have short gain if we didn't sell? Because Fidelity screwed up. That's why. They don't know what they're doing, apparently. Michael Harrow, do you think AI will get smart enough to communicate with dolphins or animals that communicate? Sure. Why not? As long as the dolphin can use chat, GPT, or whatever, then they'll be able to communicate. Bruno Bars, think they're going to have to raise rates, man. I think so, too. And I think it's going to catch a whole bunch of finance bros off guard if they do, because they're convinced that, like, well, it's over now. Let the good times roll. Time to flood the economy with cash. And it'll be put time if that's the case. BBBY brand, Fidelity will spit out whatever computers prints out, file based on the information and evidence you have. That's enough for the tax man if they ask questions. Yeah. Don't forget some boiled cabbage and corned beef. Oh yeah, I got some corned beef. Monkey, would you like some corned beef? I would like some corned beef. Bruno Bars, I'm a broker for a big firm. There's a lot of fear in the markets. Yeah, and there should be a lot of fear in the markets. They know every single solitary telltale we have, from, inverting rates to default swaps to just everything is saying this is bigger than 2008. The shit's going to hit the fan. And it's not just going to be like mortgage-backed securities. It's going to be mortgage-backed securities, corporate debt, governmental instruments, real estate bonds, consumer debt, margin for hedge funds. Like, there is going to be 15 different things that are going to tick off and explode and just steamroll the entire economy. And everyone's going to be like, what just happened? And it's because they let too many things get out of control, and there's no way to combat that. You're playing whack-a-mole at that point. Did anyone rent you shoes in Canada? No. I had to buy boots, and then my boots were a centimeter too short for my bindings, so I had to rent skis after that. And then I made another stupid mistake, because when I bought my lift ticket, the girl at the booth's like, oh, now you have your little RFID card. Go online, enter this number, and you'll get the tickets for 30% cheaper. And so I went online and I bought 2 tickets for the last 2 days of skiing. And then it turned out I bought tickets for 23-24 season for next year. And I couldn't use those, so I had to buy tickets again. So I ended up spending $1,000 more than I had ever planned to spend for 2 days of skiing. That was... But the new boots are really comfortable. They're really great. I like a really stiff boot, and they're super stiff. So I've got to remount my bindings on my skis, and then they'll be useful. Sigh. PP Show Houston. They really wanted something at BBBY. Our boy Cosmic Lightning Warrior was on there a few days ago. Love to see you. What are you barking at? What are you barking at? What's happening? What's happening? You never bark. Must not be the Amazon guy, because normally your tail will be thumping. There is absolutely no one there. There's not a single human being in the driveway. You're talking to yourself, you crazy, crazy animal. Let's see, chopped up with those guys. Samaj Vaughn? Sure. I don't know who PP Show is, but okay. Cabo, is NextBridge losing money on their rigs and they're not producing? They are not doing any production whatsoever. All they're doing is drilling exploratory wells. They're not invested at all into turning those wells into production. They're just basically making a list of where they found oil how much oil they think they have there so they can present that to somebody who would buy the entire fields. MS Houston, so these banks were not over leveraged. If not them, then who? Oh, they're all over leveraged. Every single one of these banks is over leveraged. They've produced so much margin for hedge funds. The margin alone can wipe them out, let alone all the bonds and stocks and everything else that they've been spending money on. They just can't admit that they're over leveraged because then their stock price goes to zero. They see exactly what can happen. Sounds like the cat's outside, monkey. He's meowing. Chicago Transit Minority, can you give a reasoning on why a stock market crash will cause shorts to close and hedge funds to go bankrupt? Won't the shorts increase the value as the price crashes? Well, because there are the assets under management that hedge funds have that they use to get margin, right? So their assets under management are blue chips and bonds. And if the value of blue chips and bonds shrink, then their margin increases, right? If they're allowed a 30-to-1 margin and the value of their assets shrink by 25%, then all of a sudden they have a 42.5-to-1 margin. And then get margin called, liquidated of what's left of their assets, and then plunk, that's it. If they're lucky and their short plays decrease in liability, the same amount their assets decrease in liability, then they're okay. But if they're heavily into one side on a short play, like GameStop, and GameStop all of a sudden climbs 100% in a matter of days, which we've seen it do a lot, then all of a sudden, if their assets shrink because their bonds and blue chips are dying because the market's dying, and we get negative beta on GameStop and GameStop goes, rah, that could be enough to trigger margin calls. So the fact the bond market's doing as terrible as it is right now is really, really bad news for the assets under management of these hedge funds, because that's their foundation they use to be able to earn margin from their prime brokers. So yeah, that's what they're playing with. Chicago Transit Minority. So then why wouldn't hedge funds just short other companies during the crash? They might, and they may be doing that, but will it be enough, right? Will shorting Amazon, which is really expensive. If you wanted to just buy puts on Amazon, they're freakishly expensive. But you want to buy a bunch of those puts, you want to borrow shares, whatever, you're going to be paying through the nose for the ability to do that. So you could gain, whatever this distance that it drops, you can gain with shorting something like Amazon. But shorting has a limited amount of profit. It has an unlimited amount of loss, like risk. The potential for loss is infinite. So you could hedge everything in the entire world, and if one of those stocks you shorted squeezes, you're screwed. It'll take over every metric you have and wipe you out. Yeah. So it's really hard for them to get enough capital because they're all maxed out in their margin anyway. So where are they going to get the money from to hedge their bets? They don't have any more cash. They can't generate more margin, and it's getting harder for them to get approved for margin from their prime brokers because the prime brokers is a liquidity crisis. The prime brokers don't have cash either. No one has any cash, and that's where we are. Okay, I'm at 4:30. I gotta go. Monkey butt. I gotta go. You gotta go. I gotta go. Everyone has to go. Enjoy your weekend. Have fun. It's gonna be sunny and beautiful here and warm. It's gonna be in the 60s. Holy cow. So enjoy it. Have fun. Bing.